You will be miserable and frustrated all the time if you do not understand what I'm about to explain to you. I believe that when you move into another country, there are two things that you want to do. One is learning the local language, and the second one is understanding the culture. Now, I understand that learning the local language can be difficult and challenging. But when you learn the local language from the country that you are about to move in, or the country that you live in, it opens up new experiences and make your life easier. Now, I also understand there is many people, for example, here in Dominican Republic, that they live without learning the language. So that's what I believe, that understanding the culture, it is necessary, because yeah, learning the language is important, but understanding the culture is necessary. Like, for example, if you run to a language issue, you don't know the language, you run to a language issue, you can easily pull up Google Translator and it's a quick fix. You run into a culture difficulty, then you just have to learn how to deal with, or anything like that. It's not a quick fix right there and there. That is why in today's video, I am focusing in understanding Dominican culture. That way, guys, you don't get frustrated as much. I believe there are many cultural difficulties that you will face, or that you can face living here in Dominican Republic. But in today's video, I want to focus on a few of them that I see very frequent and that I understand that it can be irritated or frustrated. So here are some that stick out the most after hearing people comments and my own experience living here. And number one is driving. Yes, driving. There is no secret. The driving here, and especially in bigger cities like Santiago or Santo Domingo, is in another level. Whether you are driving or you are a passenger, it is an adventure. Even though that we have traffic laws, it seems to be like we do not obey them. For example, like motorcycles. Here you will see motorcycles that they don't respect red lights, and they do it right in front of the APEMAN. Don't respect red lights, they swerve during traffic, they come in of your side, behind, in front. Sometimes you don't even see where they come from. If that you as a driver, that can be irritating, because sometimes you are able, you want to move, if you don't see that you can have an accident, you can hit one, and then it will be your fault, just because you hit the motorcycle. And another thing is cars, the way they pulling out of the street, like they put the front face out. And that can be, like it seems, rude, but it's not to be rude. That is just the way the people drive over here. Sometimes you say, I can understand that, because everybody just trying to jump into traffic, somebody just running fast everywhere they go. That is not an excuse, but that is the way the people drive over here. And what is another thing that people do is they don't put directional. They just change line and they don't put directional. Another thing is sometimes you see many people driving in the middle of two lanes. Many streets here, they are not marked. Just like in any other probably country, you will see they all marked that you know where is your line. Here, many streets don't have that. And even though if they have it or do not have it, some people here just drive right in the middle of two lanes. And that is another thing that can be very frustrating. And another thing is blowing the horn. I know in the United States that seems to be, when people do that, it's like being rude. But over here, that is not being rude. Over here, they do it like foremost awareness. Even though that you hear that so much during the day when you're driving, that you say it makes no sense because they like the song, so we have to wait anyway. But they do it like, okay, we need to move. They want to let you know I'm coming, or if they light change, move fast because we need to go. That is the way they're doing it, but it's not to be rude again. So just keep this in mind next time that you are driving over here or you are a passenger, because you can pull your hair out, and we are not gonna change the way that we drive. That's how Dominican drive. And one of the things that I can advise you to learn, that you can, because we have learned that we just have to go with the road. We have to drive the way the people drive over here. That's the way it is. But two of those things that you can do to get the frustration out is to learn a few words like maricón, hijo de la gran puta, things like that. That when you're driving, you just say that, and then it's a little release. So moving to the next one. Another thing is mannerism. And this one is one that my husband used to talk a lot before. Now he's more used to. And is, for example, like when you are in a store or you are in a bank waiting in line, the way people get close to you, like people don't give you your space. That's why I say they don't give you your space. People get very close to you. And another thing is sometimes people just jump right in front of you to ask a question to the cashier right when you're there. And they just jump to ask what they need to ask without asking for permission. And another one is being very loud over the phone or just talking right in next to your ear, having a conversation over the phone. And those are things that here people don't consider those things rude. That is just part of the culture. But from people that come from another culture, can be very rude. Because that is not what people used to, and that is understandable because you need to respect other people's privacy and other people's time when you are in line. Another one is tipping. This is a tipping culture, and I'm gonna classify in two ways. There is solicited tipping and unsolicited tipping. Solicited tipping is like when you go to a restaurant, when you go to a grocery store, a hotel. Those are, we expect, most of us are okay tipping those type of people because they are providing a service. Even though tipping is not mandatory, people still expect this like a part of the salary because they use this as a part of the income. Unsolicited tipping is those people that trying to get tipped even if you don't ask for the service. Like, for example, people that are trying to help you to park your car on the street. Those are the part of tipping that make you very frustrated. So this one is tipping, unsolicited tipping with the parking. Probably you don't see that as a big problem, but if you live in a city like here, like Santo Domingo, you run into this issue a lot of time because there's not a lot of places that you can park very easy here. So you will run to this issue very, very frequent. So when you're driving now, you will need to be a pack of change just in your car over there for every time that you run to somebody, try to help you to park or whatever. Here are some places, some people that I believe you should tip. People that help you out to pull the groceries out of your car when you're in the supermarket, restaurant for a good service, delivery people. People like that, I think they deserve a tip for a good service. Some people believe that when you are in the gas station, you should tip the people that pump your gas for you. Here, they don't expect a tip. Now, if they start doing extra things like cleaning your windshield, putting oil in the car if you ask them to do that, or helping you to put air in your tire, then they expect a tip. Here is another one. Company business are no straight line. And this example can be like, for example, with this one, I'm gonna give you an example. Like sometimes here when you go to, let's say, for a service, in one company they have multiple franchises. Sometimes for you to do one thing, you have to go to multiple offices, but they are not like, they don't have a sequence. You have to go from here, there, and then they send you to another place. And at the end, you realize that everything should be done in one place. Like for example, I'm gonna give you an example. This was my personal experience, and this is trying to get my daughter's birth certificate. When the lawyer did the process, they already gave me the number. He already got the number. I said, okay, you just can go to any junta to get the birth certificate for your daughter. I went over there. I did my line. I did everything that they asked me. To tell me at the end, when it was over there for 2 hours, that was in the right office to pick it up, that I needed to go to another one that was like 45 minutes away. Then I go all the way over there to that other office, and it wasn't ready anyway. That was the right office, but it isn't ready. Now, I called a few days ago, and I asked them if it was ready. They say, yeah, and then they say, can I go and pick it up in there, in the same office that I went the second time? And he said, no, you can go to anyone. So at that point, you say, no, I'm not believing that because I already did that. They sent me to another place. So that happens very, very often, and sometimes that can be very frustrating. Just running around the city just to take care of one service can happen very often. So I know it can be frustrating, but in that point, you just have to stay calm and chill out and just take it like it is, island time. And another one is services. And this is services from individuals. Let's say like when you have to call a plumber, an electrician, or services like that. These people are never on time. They never show up that they're supposed to show. Or sometimes when they show, they don't finish the job and they have to come back. Sometimes they leave you a problem or issue and then they come back 3 or 4 days later, it will be okay. Or you call them and they give you a lot of excuses. That's another one that can happen very, very often over here. And probably you will say, why you don't call a company that do those services for you? And then, well, the problem is that people that do, these individuals that provide those services are usually cheaper to do it that way. And you're basically getting what you pay for. And you will think that they will be trying to take care of their own business and be responsible, but they seem like they don't care about to get more customer or get a good reputation to get more customers. Like for example, my own experience, I have an electrician that I use for a lot of the things that I need to do on the Airbnbs. And that guy, I know him for a long time. So I have the trust to let him go into the Airbnbs to do the thing that he needs to do and go. But he had bullshitted me so many times. And I'm still working with him. He tell me sometimes that he's gonna be there, he's never there. That he's gonna show up at what time and he doesn't show up that time. A lot. But I trust in he do when he, it's like in the United States when they say, he's a good worker, but when he show up to work, I mean, yeah, that way. So when he show up, he do a good job. So I always work with him. So that can happen here very, very often. So you just have to, again, stay calm and just deal with it. So those are the cultural things that I think they stick out the most and that I believe that you need to get used to and learning how to adapt if you want to live here. Because those, like understanding the culture, if you don't understand some of these things, it will really, really get you frustrated, irritate you a lot, and then it will have you trying to run back to your country if you don't learn how to adapt. And here is one thing that I will advise you not to do, and it's trying to fix the culture. And why? Because number one, you will get more frustrated, and number two, you will not be able to fix another culture. You just have to let it be. It will fix itself, but you will not be able to fix another country culture. Because some of the things that I see people doing is complaining about things don't work in the same way, or system doesn't work the same way that their home country. The only thing that you're doing is working yourself for no reason. Because why? Because things are not gonna change. It's gonna continue to be the same. So the only thing that I can recommend you to do is just trying to learn and adapt to the culture and the way people do here, or whatever other culture you go. That way you can relax and let it be. So guys, if it's other things that I forgot to mention that are in the same category, please leave it down in the comment below. That way we can all learn. And this is what I have for right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share. And I will see you in my next one. Bye. So this is all what I have right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I was looking at that thing. Yeah, I thought like there was a beast coming in. Yeah, I was about to run. Adapt and try to work it like they do, and then I forget. Yeah.